Chadha is ready. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Nikunj.
All right, let's take a big alom vilom. Nothing has come yesterday. You know alom vilom,
No,
right? You
I
breathe
think
in, you
our
breathe
view,
out. Sigh of relief. Let's
yes,
do it. Breathe in, breathe out. Nothing has come last night.
yeah. So, because this is what our view's been, and if you look at our monthlies, we put them on our Shikra website. We've been saying from November onwards that this is very different from 2018, where US had a deflation issue. The challenge here, the problem here is inflation. I live in New York and I see it firsthand. So it's unlikely that you'll get large-scale tariffs. Inflation was one of the key reasons, along with illegal immigration, that the previous government got voted out. So all the noise you see, all the rhetoric you see is escalating to de-escalate. And in a way, this reciprocal tariffs is not a bad thing, particularly for markets or countries like India, which are huge consumption markets. This is a big positive because we've clearly seen in the statements which came today with Prime Minister Modi and President Trump that India is going to buy fighter jets and again all this energy from US. But then again, what US wants of India is easier access and faster kind of an access or clearances, etc. And this should also help in the China plus one strategy. And from a broader scheme of things, see, you look at a lot of kind of a Far East countries, Japan, Korea, and then we had China and then Vietnam, etc. They followed kind of a policy of subsidizing their local industries, boosting the exports by keeping their currencies artificially depreciated, etc. All this is going to be called into question. So that's where a large consumption market like India, from a medium term, if we grab this opportunity well, stands to benefit hugely, basically.
Right. Very good morning to you, Rahul. I wanted to just bring your attention, given the fact that in this big world of acronyms today, we have another one that we've all learned of, that is MIGA, that is Make India Great Again. And given the fact that today is Valentine's Day, so let me take sort of a leaf out of that. And I wanted to ask you, when do you think the FIIs will fall for MIGA, or do you think they're still smitten by the entire MAGA factor?
Okay. So I think what is happening, and this is what our view was, that look, the American exceptionalism is going to be called into question somewhere Q1 of this year. People will see that look, there are great companies outside the Mac 7 also, or the Magnificent 7 also, and that's happening. We saw with DeepSeek, attention went back to China, and as some of these fears on tariffs recede, money is going to start flowing to the emerging market funds. Right now, what is happening is most of the EM funds are also reallocating, and we've not seen a great earning season in India for Q4. So some of the money is getting reallocated to China. But look, our view is from a medium term perspective, this whole EM pool, which has been shrinking for last 5-10 years, is going to move meaningfully higher.
All right. Hi, Rahul. This is Shrishti also joining in. Thank you so much for your time. But Rahul, when we look at your outlook on the emerging markets, off late, that hasn't been that great, and we are seeing so many news flow regarding tariffs, and even the earnings slowdown is what we are concerned of. And amidst that, the FIRs are definitely not looking towards the Indian markets. What's the view now, Rahul? Because I believe that we are interacting post-budget. So anything that has changed?
Yeah. So I think if you see what's happened is the budget's been good for markets. We've not seen any increase in corporate taxation, which was the fear early January. There's been no kind of a tinkering with the capital gains tax. The relief provided on the personal taxation front was positive. RBI cutting rates 25 bips in early Feb and another 50 bips over the next 6 to 9 months should be positive. And our view is that with no large scale tariffs, this whole risk off which had built from September onwards, when again there were all these talks that Trump is going to come back to power, recedes slowly. People realize that at the end of the day, which you guys were also discussing, he's a businessman and he's there to cut out deals. And US is not going to, or US cannot afford huge tariffs because those are eventually paid by the consumer. And I think as this view goes mainstream and people realize the tariffs are a lot moderate, um, uh, again, emerging markets are under and view from FI should turn positive towards them.
Also, what could be the turning point for FIs to come back? Could it be dollar? Could it be bad news in US? Could it be economic revival or early signs that high frequency data points in India have stabilized, or something else which we don't know today?
Okay. So liquid mix, see, already if you see the US kind of a market data, all these large cap stocks, YTD, they're underperforming. They're kind of a down 7 to 10%. Whereas if you look at the China internet names, the Baba, Tencent, Meituan, etc., all these names are up anywhere between 15 to 20%. So we don't see that in India. But look, China, which is one of the biggest EMs, is already seeing that. So there is a gap of 30%. And already we see a lot of allocators kind of warming up to looking at EMs, kind of realizing that the worst case scenario is not playing out. From a India perspective, look, as these rate cuts kind of work their way through the economy, you see growth stabilize, you see large cap stabilize. That is where money would trickle in. Mid caps, we believe that look, valuations are still frothy. You may see some correction here and there, but I think over the next 6 9 months, you will get good opportunities in mid caps also.
Okay. All right, Rahul, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.